Hi. I promised that I'm going to also analyze Algeria for you, and we believe there is a transitional moment or a movement now taking place in Algeria. On March 11, the existing president, acting president, President Bouteflika, announced that he's not going to run for the fifth term, which means that it's the end of an era in Algeria. Why this has happened? Because once he started his fourth term, the economic problems arises. If you cannot sustain the same opportunity for everyone else, it means that you are not doing something right as a leader. And this was the case basically in Algeria. It was not given, the same opportunities are not given to everybody at the same level. There are three major stakeholders in Algeria. These are the business, the army, and the politicians, and which the politicians are defined as the National Frontline, Liberation Front, and the Democratic National Rally. Everybody was looking for their interests, and they have run the state, the Algeria state, for around 20 years. Now it comes to an end. Now they have to start find a way to share the power with the civil authorities or the populace. Now, once I mean the populace, what does it mean? It's more about the labor unions, it's more about the civil rights population or groups, and the people who is not opposing the democracy, but who is supporting the democracy, who is asking and seeking for the democracy in Algeria. So it means that now in the parliament in future we are going to see more power shared between these groups. Now Algeria has chosen an interesting path. Now they have decided that by end of this year, which is 2019, they are going to have a conference, and which one of the Bouteflika's I would say advisor is going to lead it for future. His name is Lakhdar Brahmi or Ibrahimi, and the reason why they want to establish this conference is to seek a way how Algeria should move forward in terms of economy, security, and also leadership. Now, once we are talking about the leadership, the three major stakeholders are seeking a way to agree with a name and names, but at this moment it is not possible. Now, as usual, the businessmen are seeking for their own interest. They are afraid that these demonstrations might go more violence, which means that the goods, the equipments, and also the facilities might be ruined by the demonstrators. So they want this to be ended as quickly as it can, including the generals or the army leaders. Now, does it happen? No, it will not happen. It doesn't happen. It will not happen quickly. The main reason is that because once you set up a conference by this year and then it will take up elections and all these things, it means that at least you have 1 year to 2 years to establish a strong government who is going to take the decisions. And one of the decisions it should be taken about the foreign investors in Algeria, because in Algeria the foreign investors are taking too much. They are owning most of the businesses. They are taking the money out of the Algeria, which the economy is weakened in that way. That's why now this existing government or the parliament cannot make any laws in order to revert this, but it only just try to survive. So it will be a very much, I would say, painy or full of pain term for Algeria. The violence might increase. This is our expectation also. The demonstrations will increase. It intensify. It will be much more. Hopefully the security forces will be in place, which will at least control and confine these demonstrations not to go in more violence. Now, having said that, we are pretty sure that there will be more power to be shared between groups, not only three, but maybe 5 to 6, I will say, stakeholders will be represented in the future parliament. and it means more different Algeria than today in future, which is going to affect the Northern Africa also. Now, taking this into future and how Turkey might be affected, for sure, the dynamics in the Northern Africa is now affected. This is going to be an example for the other countries such as Libya, I will say Egypt, and also Tunisia. And there might be also some demonstrations over there, because once these demonstrations now become fruitful, where Bouteflika is not going to seek for the fifth term, it means that the people in the other countries will try to do the same. It should be an example for me as a Turk, and also for Turkey. If you are not going to run the economy as it should be, which means that you shouldn't only give the advantages to your circle, but to everybody in at most equal terms, these demonstrations are inevitable. And hopefully our policy leaders in future, given all the politic advantages that Turkey has in the region, and they cannot see it now, but I don't know when they are going to see it also. Hopefully they can recover the Turkey's economic, I will say, weaknesses, because it can be done in 2 to 3 years at top if it intended to be. But anyway, this is a very important example. Algeria is a very important example for also the policy leaders in Turkey. Not only the existing one, also the future ones, and also the opposition sides. You cannot use the country as your own bank or your own, cow milk, the cash. But you have to use it for the goods of the people, for the future of the country, for the future of the young people, for the future of everybody. If you can't, then you will be gone and you will be forgotten. Thank you for watching us. Please stay tuned with us.